Technique Tuesday! Technique Tuesday. If you want to get strong, you want to build muscle, you got to focus on technique. It's been a while since we've done Technique Tuesdays because Muscle Mommy's been busy. Muscle Mommy has been taking care of Muscle Mommy tasks, but now we can get back to our regularly scheduled Tuesday programming. And I saw that some of you did post into the Coaching Corner Discord some videos for us to review. So we're going to take a look at those now. If you are a sub on Twitch, any tier sub, if you are a supporter in the Discord, if you're subscribed on the Discord, or if you're one of my personal training coaching clients or subscribed to one of my Trainerize programs, whether Body Sculpt or Cardio Sculpt, you can post pictures in the Coaching Corner Discord server in the Technique Review channel, and I will take a look at them on Tuesdays while I'm streaming on Twitch and give some feedback. We'll take a look at it together as a family. And then, depending on how many we have to get through, I'll also provide a little mini lesson on different aspects of lifting technique and exercise technique, which will repost onto the YouTube channel. So even if you aren't able to make it to stream, you can still get your technique reviews because it will be reposted to the Twitch channel. Reposted to the YouTube channel and also saved as a highlight on the Twitch channel. So never fear. Even if you are busy during Tuesday streams, I got you. I got you. Okay. Take a sip of water. So I'm going to start with Shep's deadlift. And then we also have a bench from Saigai Geek. If you are one of those subs, you can post your video in the Technique Review channel, and I will get to it today. If you post it after I finish, then you'll have to wait until next week, okay? Thank you for that Discord link, Chris. Appreciate you. Is it Twitch subs? It's Twitch subs, Discord subs. So if you're a supporter in the Discord, if you subscribe there, you can post. If you use one of my Trainerize programs, you can post. Or if you're one of my personal training clients, you can post. Okay. Let's see, I'm going to... Oops, I didn't mean to download. Whoopsies. Okay, that's actually fine. We'll download. Ah! Okay. And then we have Saigai Geeks. Pensabjörnen is such a fun word to say. Just keep wanting to say it all the time. Pensabjörnen, Pensabjörnen, Pensabjörnen. Okay. All right. All right. Okay, so we got some deadlifts to look at today. Where am I? Capture. All right. So let's take a look at the deadlifts from Shep's. Woo, loud. Okay. Oh, I see why people were teasing you about getting a tripod. How many were you going for here? Okay. Okay. All right. Very nice. Not bringing a tripod to the gym. You scared you're gonna get bullied? Did you have two? Did you have two that Oh no, that's your squats. Oh, we get all three today. We got a squat, we got a bench, we got deadlift. Okay, so let's go back to this one. Gatsby, thank you so much for the sub. So here's one thing. I wish that it was more like from the side so that I can see more of the bar path. But it looks like it's moving right up and down. So let's Luke. What just happened there? It skipped. Actually, so let's start with the things. A better angle. What would achieve that? So one thing that I like is, you're taking your time between the reps, which I do really love to see because it is, after all, a deadlift. The idea is that you are lifting dead weight, and particularly for powerlifting or for strength training, I prefer to have my athletes, not rest, but like let the bar rest on the floor between reps. Not too long, right? But just enough to take away the momentum so that with each rep, you have to like basically start from zero and you can't use the momentum to keep going with your reps. I do really like that you're taking plenty of time between your reps, which is exactly what I think you should be doing right now because you are in a strength block, right? So wait, what is that what it means? I thought it was a deadlift because it kills you. That too. That too. Yeah, so when we're talking about, what if you were to compete in like a powerlifting competition, what you would be testing is how much you can lift in like one go from zero momentum, right? From the bar being completely still. So we want to practice that in our reps. So I love that you're doing that. You're moving with a very nice pace. Towards the end, we take kind of a little bit longer of a pause, which I think might sap some of your energy. Yeah, right there. No, I'm sorry. It was actually this next one. It's a lot of time before that last rep. So, and I understand you're kind of just like, getting settled in, but I would like for that to be a smaller period. But it's also, what is that, 6, 5? That's 5. It's 5 reps, right, that you're doing? And that's pretty high for a deadlift, So you're getting tired towards the end, which is normal. And it's normal to have a little bit longer between the reps towards the end. But just keep in mind that the longer you take between your reps, the burst of energy that you just expended is going to catch up to you. So that actually makes it sometimes a little bit harder to perform that last rep. So just watch out for that. Another thing that I really like that I think is really lovely is where your scapula, your shoulder blades are, right above the bar. That's just so satisfying, such a beautiful thing to see. I wish I could slow it down. Can I make it go slow? I'm not used to this. Oh yeah, Yes. Yes. Okay, yeah. Okay, here we go. So right here where you like pull yourself to the bar, it looks like from here, your scapula are directly above the bar, which, such a beautiful thing to see. Very satisfying. Because, that's going to be the best positioning for you to leverage your body weight. We really like to see right over it. And you're also doing a really good job of what we say, pull your body to the bar. So before the weight moves, you're getting your body into position and firing up all of the engines, basically firing up your muscles before the weight even moves. So that's a really important thing right here. See how, yep, pulling the slack out of the bar, getting your body in position, nice neutral spine, and then it's just a matter of pushing the floor away and standing up. Really like that. You got a nice little pause at the top, but you're also at the top. One thing that I really like to see here is shoulders, boom, right over the hips right over the feet. So we're not pushing. A lot of times people will push their hips forward past, that neutral position and really risk hurting their backs. But this is a nice tall position at the top. We really like to see stand up. Everything is stacked. That's gorgeous. Now, on the way down, for that one, that's good. That was good. What we also want to see is the bar goes straight up and down. We don't want to see the bar having to travel over the knees at the bottom. In fact, going over the knees like that, not that you're doing it here, but if the bar were to come forward and kind of bump over your knees, that's not a good thing for your legs, not good for your knees. And actually, I know that on the way up in a powerlifting competition, you would get disqualified or get points taken away if you rest the bar on your knees like that, which you're not doing here. Although I do think that towards the last couple of reps, and this is where we start to see where we have room to grow. As you get tired, that's where you start to see where it is that you need to, work on your strength or work on your mobility. As you get tired towards the end, it kind of looks like the bar is having to travel over the knees on the way back down. Not so much here, not so much, but there. Do you see how that? Do you see a little bit of a? Let's slow it down. Not so much on that one, but it's this one here. It's just a tiny little bit, right? It's not a huge amount, but that's one of those things that we want to be okay, let's watch out for that, because that, as we get tired, can become more pronounced. So that can be a clue to us that at some point we just want to watch out that we're getting those hips back on the way down. The knees are a little bit forward. I think that on the way up and on the way down, your shins could be a little bit more vertical. It doesn't seem like the bar is having to travel around your knees, but I mean, you can always get your hips further back. You can always get your hips further back and get your knees a little bit further away from the bar. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because I can see, it's hard with this angle. It would be better if I could see from the side. But, ideally when we're doing conventional deadlift, we want the shins to be kind of vertical as we can get them. Easier said than done. And the main problem that causes, which doesn't seem to be like causing a big issue here, is that on the way up, sometimes the bar will have to travel over the knees. But it kind of looks like as you lift up, as your hips, as the weight starts to move, it looks like you're getting the knees back out of the way of the bar just in time. But that's always something that we can always get the hips back further in a conventional deadlift. That would be the one thing that I would probably keep an eye on, and, you know, just try to sit back more so that you can get those knees a little bit further back behind the bar, and then make sure that you're getting those hips back more on the way down as well, so that the bar's not having to travel over your knees. But otherwise, it's looking strong. The lift overall felt really fine. Felt like you could have gone to 330 or 335 for a top set. Yeah, it looks good. Well, this is just, what I'm saying is, these are little micro things that we specifically look for when we're lifting heavy as we get heavier, because it may not be causing a problem per se right now, but these are the tiny little micro things that really become deal breakers as you get heavier and heavier and heavier into your strength block, right? So they're things that we want to be mindful of. So it's not necessarily that you're doing anything wrong or that like the lift is bad. It's just that these are some patterns that we want to watch out for, and that we can make little tiny adjustments. But I do think that Jason and Vader might be correct in saying, you know, what could help a lot would be slip those shoes off or wear some flat shoes, because the shoes that you have on right now are probably tipping you forward, and that would probably fix all of that for you, because there's just a little bit more of an elevated heel, and that elevated heel is probably just pushing your knees forward, and that's why we're seeing that. So you could get, I know you do BJJ. I don't know if you have actual boxing shoes, though, because we don't really use those in Muay Thai. But you could get some boxing shoes. You could just wear some Chucks. I think you have Chuck Taylors. I feel like I've seen you in Chuck Taylors. But just something that's not squishy soled, right? Something that's more flat soled, not flip-flops, something that's flat and stable. And that is a piece of content that I do keep meaning to make. I'm thinking I'm going to do it as a blog post, but recommended shoes for lifting. But for deadlifts, you know, deadlifts and any kind of heavy lifting in general, the squishier the shoes that you're wearing, the more instability you're going to feel, and it's going to create technique problems that might not necessarily be there when you are more flat on the floor. So even given the squishy shoes that you're wearing, this is a damn good deadlift. But those shoes might be holding you back, my friend. But otherwise, I love to see it. Looks good. Looks strong. I have faith in you. This is just the beginning. I'm excited to see where you end your strength block. Because you're right at the beginning of your strength block. Looks good. Okay. Let's see. Next up, we got squatty squats. Last year, you PR'd at 425. Well, it's interesting because you're leaner this year, aren't you? The gyat on this guy. Oh my word! Gracious me! Oh my God! I'm gonna cry. I'm sorry. The depth on that squat is so satisfying. I'm on my period, okay? I'm sensitive. Oh my God. That is so beautiful. I'm sorry. I'm really crying. That is so beautiful. The depth. And look how straight your back is. You know, with depth like that, a lot of people experience butt wink. A lot of people will curve their little spines, but you're just staying neutral as can be. And you're hitting it low, dude. That's a low squat. That's so beautiful. That's a gorgeous ass squat. Holy shit. I think the pants help too, because like it shows the lines of your, everything is, okay, everything about this is what I like to see. That's beautiful. That's fucking beautiful. It's a beautiful fucking squat. I wish my squat made pretty girls cry. Oh man, as a coach, dude, like, do you know how hard it is to get people to squat like that? Oh my God, good work. That's so satisfying. Oh my God. Okay, so let's talk about what specifically is it that makes me cry. Well, first of all, what I don't really love, I don't really love how you're picking up the bar. I would really like to see both of your legs side by side as you pick up the bar. And then you step out. That's the one thing you can prove. Okay? But otherwise, okay, so starting out here, beautiful positioning. We see the shoulders over the hips, over the knees, over the ankles, okay? And now as we get into the squat, nice brace, and watch how all of those angles move together at the same time. What we like to see is ankles, hips, knees all going at the same time and stopping at the same time. So look at him. Perfect fold. And then, so see how like they're all going and then they all stop at the same time. Now, he's stopping really fucking low in his squat. This is well below parallel, which for powerlifting competitions, they like to see you break parallel. So where your thighs are like less than parallel to the floor. This is a deep fucking squat. It's super deep. And now another thing that I really like, which is what kind of made me tear up, is a lot of times when people go this deep into their squats, they can kind of like relax at the bottom where they're just kind of like sitting on their calves. So you see how like his thighs are against his calves? A lot of times people will just like sort of like relax and slack at the bottom of the squat, and then they retense their body to stand back up. It's a laziness kind of thing. We all kind of can get into the habit sometimes of just sort of like relaxing, but he is maintaining tension throughout the entire movement, because it's just very tempting when you get low into your squat. People will sometimes like just relax to try to get lower. They think that like, oh, I can just like smoosh myself into the ground, but he is completely he's completely maintaining the same activation of all his muscles and stiffness in the squat from the top to the bottom. That's just so lovely. And his back, there's not a single bit of butt wink. That's some damn good hip mobility you've got there. And then on the way up, nice, like butter. Everything's moving at the same time. Ankles, knees, hips, they're all straightening up at the same time. Love it. Love to see it. And it's a good pace as well. God, I wish some of my clients' squats looked like that. It's hard in these streets. It's hard in these streets. You can assign them all the mobility training you want, but people hate doing mobility training, and so they tend to like half-ass on it. And then their squats do not look like this. Can I just save this? But yeah, Peter, I'm going to be that guy again. You can see the feet wobble a little. More stable shoes would be good here too. Oh yeah, imagine how much stronger you would be if you actually had like contact with the floor. Yeah, I would say the same thing too. I really think that it would be even better because it's going to catch up to you eventually. Those shoes, they're going to catch up to you eventually. Um, let's see. Yeah, you can see that wobble right there. Yeah, even there's like a little bouncy bounce going on, which we do not want with that weight on our back. Because all that's doing, it's just making you have to work harder. It's taking away some of the stability. Leave me some good deadlift and squat shoes in Discord. I will bump up the shoes recommendations post in my list of content. But me gusta. Nike Romele. Yeah, drop it in chat. If you are a powerlifter or a weightlifter and you have a pair of shoes that you particularly like to deadlift in, drop the brand and the name of the shoe in chat. You're driving right now, so you can't look. I will take notes, my dear. I will take notes. Romaleos are for squats. So that's squat shoes. For deadlifts, though, there are deadlift shoes. Lux. Barefoot. Yeah, barefoot. You can also do barefoot. I wear Chuck, today I'm going to wear Chuck Taylors. I wear Chuck Taylors. I also have my Nike, what are they? What are they? They're, hold on. Not Nike, sorry, Adidas. I think it's the Grand Court ones, or either the Grand Court or the Samba. Yeah, I either one of these, like Grand Court or Samba. Yeah, mine are the Grand Court. I like them both. Hold on, you can't see it. Yeah, these are the ones that I have. I love them. They're super flat soled, and they're very stable. Like there's a lot of like cushion on the actual, like, I don't know, the outside part. So I just feel like my ankle's not gonna wiggle, you know? So this is what I wear. I also wear Adidas boxing shoes. They're very, very flimsy. Yeah, this is what I wear because it's nice and flat. And then also, like, they look cute. I wear these like every day as well. I can't get enough of these. I really like these. And I think they used to make the Grand Court, or maybe it was the Sambas. I used to have, I think it was the Superstars. No, it wasn't the Superstars. I used to have ones that like had like this really nice kind of like gel. Oh, they were super, super comfy. And they looked like the Grand Court. They weren't actually Grand Court, because Grand Court is a little bit more rigid. You guys know what I'm talking about? Or maybe they just like used to make the Grand Court like, maybe they just changed how they do it. What are the Sambas? I've never had the Sambas. I'm not sure I've actually had the Sambas. Let's see. Maybe I should try them. Oh yeah, I know a lot of people who wear these. Oh, you know what? I actually did used to have a pair of these back in my soccer days. Yeah, a long time ago, like when I was in high school. The black Sambas with the white stripes. That's what you had? Yeah, they're nice. You got squat shoes? I don't think you need squat shoes. Cause here the thing about squat shoes is they raise your heel. If you have the ankle mobility, which I think you do, you don't necessarily need squat shoes, especially for like a strength block. Squat shoes are great for if you have like poor ankle mobility and you have a really hard time getting low in your squats. Um, if you have a hard time getting low in your squats, then squat shoes help. Or if you're if you're a bodybuilder and you want squats to hit your quads more, then squat shoes can help too. But squat shoes are not good for deadlifting. Exactly. You're going to have the same problem with your deadlift of it like pushing you forward in squat shoes as you do with the shoes that you're wearing right now. So I would get something flat. I don't think you necessarily need squat shoes. I think you need something flat. But good show, Top. Good show. For deadlifts, I'll just use flip-flops. They're flat. I would not recommend that. I would recommend... I don't like that because especially the idea of like spreading the floor to activate your... spreading the floor to activate your glutes in flip-flops, that's just an accident waiting to happen. I would not recommend that. But you're gonna do what you're gonna do, so those would be my recommendations. Take them or leave them. Converse runs sales all the time. You can probably get a pair for like $30 or less if you aren't picky about the color. Oh yeah, Converse is probably the cheapest, and also they look cute. I'm wearing my Converses today. You don't see yourself with Converse? I don't really see myself as a Converse girl either, but I also don't really give a whole lot of fucks about how I look. So I just wear them. Everything I wear is for utility anyway. So I will either wear Heelys or clown shoes, which is best. I feel like Converses look funny on me, but I like the fact that they breathe a little bit more than the Adidas. Okay, so that's just Heelys on one side, clown on the other. There you go. Okay, so now let's take a look at Saigai Geeks bench. Oh, look, speaking of Converses, I was about to say, I hope he pulls his feet back. Ooh, nice. Oh, that's smooth. I wish that the plates were see-through so I could see where the bar is hitting the chest. Like I rocking the Converses. So at the beginning, I was like, I know he knows better. But like, I'm looking at those feetsies and I was like, I really hope he pulls them back. I have seen a lot of people who will leave their feet out here when they bench. And this is not going to do you any good, my dear. It's not going to do you any good. When your feetsies are all the way out here, you know what happens when you push your legs in to get leg drive? You're just going to push yourself backwards. The whole point of leg drive is that you're trying to push up. You're trying to push up, up, up. So I know you stopped Remad. You did. But that's something that you used to have problems with. And it's a really common problem. Sometimes it's a mobility thing because you got to have the mobility to be able to like get your feet there. But ideally, yeah, we like to see the feet either wherever it is that you're driving. You might be driving through your heel or you might be driving through the balls of your feet. We want that kind of ish below the knees. Okay, so he's got a nice position here. I like how when he's getting into his position, look how he's setting up. He's pushing his shoulders into the bench, right? He's making that stable table that we like to see. He goes ahead and he sets his shoulders down so that they're like right where they need to be. He's pushing his chest up and then getting that leg drive, figuring out where his feet need to be so that he's got that nice table to push away from. And then he unracks the weight and stops with it right over his shoulders. Okay, love to see it. That's a beautiful, stable table right there. And then as it comes down, he takes a deep breath and braces, lowers it down, nice, slow pace. It's looking very controlled. And I can see his elbows coming down nice and far. That is one of the things. What is it? Is it USAPL or, gosh, what are the acronyms again? USAPL? Wait. USAPL, IPF, thank you. I think it's, which one of them specifically added to their rule book that the elbows need to be below the shoulders at the bottom of the bench? Is that IPF? Okay, so in IPF rules, in competition, they want to see that your elbows are below your shoulders at the bottom to try to control for people who like overly arch their backs. And you can see that the elbows are well down. I love it. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. This is something that Saigai and I are particularly working on. A couple months ago, he hit kind of a plateau on his bench. Oh my gosh, it looks so beautiful though. Here's the thing about Saigai is his form, he's a lot like Uber Cruiser. His form will stay immaculate and just like you will not be able to visually tell that he's approaching failure because every single rep leading up to failure will look exactly like the first rep. It's wild. So a couple months ago, when he was like, I keep hitting this plateau, I can't get past 6 on my AMRAPs with this weight. And I was like, send me a video. He sent me a video and I was like, that's not RPE 9. That's not RPE 9. Try to go. No, what was it? No, we were training to RPE 9 and he was like, I can't get past this. It still feels like RPE 9. So I was like, okay, we'll do an AMRAP. And sure enough, he did an AMRAP and like he could not do a 7th one. It was wild because like every single rep, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 looked exactly the same, which is ideally you'll love to see it. That's a good thing. It's a lovely thing to see, but that makes it we got to communicate a lot between me as the coach and him as the athlete because visually looking at it, it's like there's no cues that he's getting tired visually. So he's reading his body. He's being very, very mindful of his body, and he knows what it feels like when he's getting close to failure. And I just have to trust him with that. Sometimes, every once in a while, I'll still make him do an AMRAP just to be like, okay, let's just make super duper extra sure. Let's make super duper extra sure. And sure enough, when we saw that, it was like, okay, well then, let's talk about what you feel is getting tired first, and triceps. So we've been doing a lot of tricep work in the last couple of months to help with when he does get a sticking point, when it does start to appear, it's the last half of the lift, which tells me a lot of times that's an indication of weaker triceps. So we've been doing a lot of tricep work. We've been doing a lot of dumbbell chest presses. And gonna head into another strength block here soon. But that's just so beautiful. Y'all make me proud. It's a beautiful thing. I don't have any notes. I don't have any notes for improvement. It looks great. It's just a matter of keep doing what you're doing. It's at this point, the technique is so good. It's so good. So, yeah, like, I don't know what to say. I'm a happy coach. If I had to give one thing to improve, using your safeties, the rate is good. The brace is beautiful. It's a stable table. I'd say maybe the only thing I would say that might make it a better experience is, why do you have fluorescent lights in your own home? In your own home when you can choose. Why would you put fluorescents? That's probably taken away like 5 pounds from your max right there. Just the fluorescent lights alone. Just kidding. I'm kidding. The lighting actually is really nice for the camera. For the camera, it's beautiful because I can see everything. It's very nice. But I would be wearing a hat indoors, which I sometimes do at my work because my work has fluorescent lights too. Fluorescence at home, a little bit of eye torture as a treat. Yeah, who knows what everybody's into. No, that's beautiful. I have no notes. Except I'm fucking proud. Not that I did anything. This is all you. But that looks great. I'm happy about it. Happy, happy, happy. Everybody's so strong. Are there any other? This is your cutoff. Ooh! Jason's got a squat for us to take a look. Right. All right. Okay. It was a... I first read that as it was on Grindr, and I was like, that's not appropriate. Just kidding. You missed these? You missed the Technique Tuesdays? I'm glad. I'm glad that you find them helpful. I need to get my mind out of the gutter. Fucking look at your fucking gigantic quads. Hold on just a second. Before we move forward, look at this man's quads. Wait, look at that. Look at that. Juicy. What's that in the background? Is that a pig? Okay. Distracted by the meat. Okay. Go back. Testing the limits of those shorts. Honestly, I love to see it. The Hoochie Daddy shorts, y'all know it does something for me, okay? It's all I ask. That's all I ask of the beefy boys. That's all I asked. Fix the video, you can't see it. Oh no. There we go. Thank you. You sent the shorts in for a repair. Did you rip them? Okay. All right. Serious. All seriousness. Ooh, very nice. You were also testing the limit of that bar, man. That bar is bouncing. Okay. It's just like with every breath, it's like the weights are like... They got bad bars. Yeah. That can't feel good to be under that with the weights like that. Considering, all things considered though, it looks stable. Oh man, it's just like what does that feel like when it's with the bar doing that? Do you feel that makes you have to stabilize more? Ooh, that is a grind. Hoo-wee. Thunder, I'm in professional mode right now. How dare you? You don't mind it really? Do you notice it at all? Okay. I don't see the walkout, so I'm assuming that it's a nice walkout. Look, getting all stable. Deep breath, look at embrace. Okay, we're checking. Boom. Ooh, let's go. Doot, doot, doot. Nice. We got some depth there. And, well, it's hard to see with the bar, but I'm pretty sure that your back is neutral here at the bottom. It looks like your leggies definitely breaking parallel. And what it looks like also, which is beautiful, knees, hips, ankles, all going together at the same time, holding hands and frolicking through the forest, all the way down and all the way up, out to grandma's house and back again. It's a beautiful thing. Everything going together. Here's where your grind is. Let's see what we got going on here. Nothing to say. What? Yeah. How did your quads feel? Yeah, that was a... Maybe the wrist could be a little straighter. Uh-huh. It's hard to see because it's a little tiny blurry. Yeah. So our sticking point. These are the things that reveal to us what we have to work on in our accessories. Issues with abductors. Ooh, interesting. It's the abductors for you. What do you mean by issues? What did you feel on the way up? I'm not seeing the knees caving or anything, but you know what it felt like. They just hurt sometimes. Did they hurt during this last rep? Like DOMs or hurt? Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, it was a good day. Interesting. Yeah, what does it feel like when they hurt? I do have some, like, suggestions for, like, if I were your coach. Tight. Do you do any mobility work? So with you saying, like, your abductors give you some trouble, and then also it looks like it's coming out of that is, like, quads, maybe, foam roll when it gets bad in dynamic warm-up. You might want to add some accessories to particularly work on getting some blood flow to the abductors and then also, like, stretching them dynamically just after your squats. So, like, part of your warm-up is wonderful, but actually, like, working on them intensively for accessories. I was going to suggest some single leg work or unilateral work. I think some Bulgarian split squats would be good. Oh, they made it worse. They made it feel worse. Well, they would make you feel tight because you're actually having to work them. So with when we have a mobility issue with a muscle group that tends to give you Charlie horses, or feels really tight when you're squatting or deadlifting or whatever, you have to balance out exercises, alternate between exercises that work that muscle group and actually make them contract and extend under load. And then you stretch them and then you foam roll. So it's like a 1, 2, 3. That's how I rehab stuff with my clients. So for example, if you were my client and you were getting Charlie horses and just, like, really, really tight in your abductors, I would say, okay, well, as part of your accessories after you squat, or if you have, like, a separate accessory training day, we're going to do some unilateral work. And I would structure it so, like, you have your warm up, you have your priming, your basic priming, and then your actual exercises would go like 1, 2, 3. So 1, we would do an exercise that challenges that muscle group, the abductors, like some Bulgarians, some stationary lunges, maybe some step-ups, side step-ups, or side lunges. These are all, like, exercises that would work. Monster walks as well with the resistance band. I would especially try the monster walks. And you can add more resistance by using like a thicker band or by holding a weight as you do them. And you're basically walking side to side across, the gym, or, step side to side. So you do something that like gets those muscles working, gets blood flow to them. And then you follow it up with either some foam rolling or some stretching, and then either foam rolling or stretching. So 1 is the exercise that works it. 2 is foam rolling or stretching. And then 3 is whichever you didn't do for number 2. And so you would like follow that for like 2 or 3 rounds, the same exercise, the same stretch, the same foam rolling. And then you do a different exercise. It's the same muscle group in a different angle, different, maybe a different piece of equipment, and then more foam rolling and maybe a different stretch that works the same muscle. And so it might be that the Bulgarians are too much load, especially if that's like what you're, like if you head straight into them, if you don't like properly prime them and warm them up with more. I would do like monster walks or standing hip abduction. Hold on, I have video. You built up really fast to the Bulgarians. That's probably what happened then. Your body was like, sir, warm me up a little bit. Take me out to dinner. Buy me a drink or two. How does a monster walk? I'll show you. Ew, oh my God, it's in light mode here on this computer. Disgusting. My YouTube is in light mode. I keep everything in dark mode on my Mac. Okay, so for everybody else's benefit, monster walks are I'm using a little elastic band in this video, but you can use cloth bands. I personally use cloth bands, and I make this part of my priming whenever I'm going to do squats or deadlifts, because I have issues with my abductors locking up and getting tight as well. Mainly it's because I sit crisscross applesauce for most of the day, so they're in a shortened position. So this would be like the first exercise that I would have you do as part of that 1, 2, 3, pattern. I would have you do this, take off the band, sit down on a chair or on the floor, and then do, I think the easiest one probably be that piriformis stretch, that figure 4, either standing or on the floor figure 4 stretch. This is an old video. I have so much new videos that I have to post. You see, when you're doing this stretch, you want to make sure that you keep your toes flexed, because that will, oh my gosh, you can't even see it. I'm sorry. Okay, I'll re-show the monster walk. Just go to the actual channel. You see okay here? So here, you're crossing your ankle over your thigh, and you want to make sure that you keep your toes flexed. That's going to make sure that your tib ant muscle engages, which will stabilize your knee and protect your knee in this position. So that would be like an example of one stretch that I would have you do after doing monster walks. This is how a monster walks. You get lazy because you also do deadlifts after squats. Maybe just do like a separate accessory day then. I mean, you can also do your accessories on a different day too. Like maybe on your bench day, you can do these kinds of like mobility exercises after your bench. That's what my buddy's having me do. And then foam rolling. That boy on your hip. And you just go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You can just do that for like 2 or 3 exercises. And then I would do like, so monster walk would be like maybe like towards the beginning to just warm you up and fire you up. Standing abduction with a band is a lot harder than it looks. This one maybe I would do second as your second challenge exercise. This shit's hard. It's hard. It looks easy, but it's actually really hard. And what also makes it hard, like that standing leg, is what suffers the most. So then I would have like do a couple of rounds of, 10 to 15 on both sides with this. If you have a cable machine, you can hook the cable machine up to your ankle and do this. But that's another exercise that you can kind of work that muscle group. Look how skinny I am. This is an old video. I'm so skinny. Put some muscle on, girl. And then follow up with some stretches and foam rolling again. A stretch that I would do, figure 4. Oh, I don't think I actually have a video of it yet. I would start training this stretch. People who have tight abductors tend to find this stretch very helpful. You want to work towards that. I cannot do that because my abductors are forever very, very tight. So that can help stretch them out. There's also the shoelace stretch. This. Okay, so it's kind of like the fire log pose, but you just like keep pulling your feet separate from each other, trying to get your knees to stack. I find that this stretch helps with my abductors way more than fire log, but try them both. And then also your CARs, or as I like to call them, fire hydrant hip circles. No. Here it is. Or CARs. That's where you basically are. This actually would be a good one to put at the beginning of your workout, maybe even before the monster walks. That's another one to gently work on those abductors. And the gluteus minimus. Looks like something I can do. There you go. Yay, value. I'm happy. I don't know if this comes from ADHD or if it's just part of being a woman, or maybe we all feel this way, but I definitely have imposter syndrome. And I always worry I always worry when I get big, strong boys. I'm like worry that I'm not going to be able to add any value. Sometimes I feel like some of y'all know way more than me. And I feel like, uh-oh, am I going to be able to help them? Usually we can find something, Usually we can find something. And, take my ideas. Ask other coaches, because I'm not your coach. But I do have a lot of experience with mobility and that type of thing. And that is something that a lot of strong boys and girls and athletes of all sizes and experience levels, we all are a little slack on our mobility, myself included. So sometimes it takes a buddy to just remind us like, hey, you can do this, you can do that. So that's Technique Tuesday. Good job, everybody. Good job, everybody. Those were some good squats, some good deadlifts, some good bench. Happy to see it. I will be reposting to the YouTube channel and also save this as a highlight so you guys can come back to it. But yeah, it's looking very good. I likes it. I'm very proud of you guys.